You are now tuned into the Soul Table.
And speaking of heat, this is a lot of heat. Nike is obviously at a point where they are throwing 7 different kinds of smoke and heat to anybody that comes their goddamn way.
Sure.
This one is StockX. How this goes, I am actually going to have to read this shit because it was a lot going on. So we're going to start right here. So in July of 2022, Nike decided, you know what? We are going to sue StockX because they have been coming across people trying to either return or have repaired sneakers, only for them to find out that they were product variants. That's a problem.
Yep.
We've had this conversation before, me and Mike. Is it okay to wear fakes? And Mike seems to go,
fuck no.
Yeah. And I go, fuck no. And in previous conversations and the previous guest, who was a long-term stay, he goes, I'm cool with it. And at the end of the day, I look at it like I'm spending all this money for it, right? I want to make sure this is right, but StockX is getting over it. So, what's his name? Shoe Legal?
Sneaker Legal.
Sneaker Legal. Yeah. First of all, I ain't even know.
Great page.
You tried it. You know that? You ever seen him?
I've heard of the name, yeah. Because when all of these cases come up, I feel like he's probably the main one that you see the shares coming from.
He's got a monopoly. Yeah. He's the only sneaker. Like,
he's smart.
I'm a be a sneaker lawyer, and what
I'm
I'm
mad at it.
Is I'm gonna just take all the cases and then just go from there. So it was some dude bought 78 pairs of sneaks from a period of like 4 months, I think it was, and all of them were fake, and they were from StockX. Which that shit was wild.
Yeah.
To make it even worse, it was like he was sending them back to Nike, and just imagine sending 78 pairs back, and they're like, "No, these ain't real.
Yeah,
these ain't real. These not Lacoste and Ultra. These ain't it. This ain't the move." So Nike got tired of them and sued them. So basically, they're waiting for they asked the New York courthouse to finally make a judgment on it, and still hasn't. StockX seems to think that there's not an issue with this, and my understanding to them is we checked them, they're real, we did our job. But we've known from cases before that StockX doesn't normally do that. Yeah,
because I feel like something came up in one of these cases where they were saying there's no 100% way to guarantee if a shoe is authentic or not.
That's a lie.
I feel like that's something I read or saw somewhere.
Yeah, they said the percentage is 99.6.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What's the 0.4? Like, how do you get that 0.4 number?
But you got 0.4, like 76 times for one person.
Yeah.
So if you that one person got that, or 70 plus times for one person, and you got that 1.4% for him.
Just the worst luck in the world.
Hey, you can't
imagine.
You can't have that. Ain't no way. I ain't got that bad of luck. Like, I ain't getting hit by lightning twice. Once, maybe. But I'm walking around with a little.
You got hit by lightning 78 times.
That's
crazy.
Yeah. I ain't never going outside.
That's wicked.
But he dumb enough after the first 10 times. I can't even say 10. After the first couple.
2? One time it's like, all right, cool.
No, I would have been.
Y'all had a bad day. 2 times it's like, all right, what's going on here?
Right.
What's going on?
All right. You ever see on eBay, like on YouTube, the eBay girl that be going through doing the legit tech, be flipping the shoes up,
smelling them and all types of yeah. I've seen her in person,
looking at the glue. First of all, that's an awesome job. Let's start there, because she just get to touch shoes and just look them all day. I would so much love to tell somebody these shoes is fake. No, dog.
No, these ain't it.
These ain't it.
But I paid. I don't get what you paid for them.
These ain't it. Get your money back.
Take them back. Fool somebody else. Like, I'm not saying like she's 100% accurate, but to see that type of legit check, because like you buy stuff from like GOAT, you buy stuff from like these, these consignment shops.
It's a risk. It's always a risk.
It's always a risk. But you would never think so, because you just get the shoe, you be like, all right, cool, pass the check, they put a tag on it, and you just move forward from it, right?
But I also think you have to do your due diligence when the shoe comes in. Now, I will say StockX has a new thing where they are now accepting returns. I think it is StockX, yeah. They're now accepting returns. But I feel like you have to do your due diligence when the shoe comes in as well. So it's like, you ask your questions. Like, I've had friends hit me like, yo, can you send me a photo of your sneaker box?
Right.
Can you send me a photo of this part of your shoe? And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I guess, yeah. And then they're like, well, I just bought this shoe, whatever the case may be. I just need to verify, like, what's matching up.
Product ID numbers come in. And, I mean, you'll buy the right pair of Timbs. Like, you know what pair of Timbs buy the...
No.
For sure.
I've had an incident with StockX where I thought my Timbs wasn't legit.
You buying Timbs on
what I'm saying is...
StockX?
No, they were Beeline. Okay.
Okay, I'm like, wait a minute.
They were beeline.
What I'm saying is the difference. You know the difference between the buckwheats and you know what I mean, like the you know,
First of all,
like
let's start off on Tim's entirely. If they got one soul, they nakeds. I ain't doing this
Naked
with
is
you.
crazy.
Ain't nobody coming outside in the nakeds with the one. You
Skinny
know what I'm
dipping
talking
out.
about.
Oh,
Walking
nah.
naked? Nah, I'm cool.
Nah.
It just look
yeah,
like
that's
like,
where the due diligence comes in with finding
Yeah,
product.
you
numbers
have to
and everything
literally
else,
just
so.
do your research, do your due diligence as a customer.
Yeah.
But I feel like if I'm paying you this amount of money, I shouldn't have to do that.
Yes, I get that, but at the same time, because you hear these incidents also happening at stores like, is it Nordstrom or like whoever else? The girls is buying the fakes off of DH Gate and sending the fakes in and keeping it real.
Wow.
So it's just like you literally need to do your due diligence as a customer at this point.
Okay.
Like if you're buying third party or whatever, anything, I feel like nothing is safe at this point.
Yeah.
Nothing is safe.
Yeah. But all right. So let's look at it this way. All right. If I get a fake shoe, I send it to Nike. Number one, the message you're gonna get back from me being a Nike employee to find out you got a fake shoe is gonna be fucking awesome. Let's start there. It's gonna be, hey dog. I'm not gonna talk to you properly. Don't be trying to hoodwink us with this bullshit. Like,
Oh my God.
that's cool.
Good thing they can't do that.
They can't, but it's like how do you say this? So they send it back, and this is like, I'm gonna segue to it, say it the right way. So Nike sends the shoe back. Now Nike's getting frustrated because they're getting all these fakes. So they decide, you know what, I'm going to sue StockX.
With a source at, yeah.
Right. How are they able to sue? Like how? Like, not saying how, but do you think that they're right in suing StockX for, passing off fakes? Personally, I think they look at it as brand imaging, where it's like damaging their brand.
Yeah.
But you can't. That's a machine. That is a beyond machine. Like, you're not messing with them.
I get it, but at the same time, it's like because you're the closest source that we have to where this is coming from, you're going to take the heat for it.
So would it make sense to have like a class action suit where everybody sues StockX for this instead of, Nike doing it? Because Nike doing it, it's just going to be slap on the wrist and we move forward.
Ooh, I don't know about slap on the wrist.
No, it's not
Nike
good
be
Oh,
clearing
Nike
house.
we saw what happened to homie. He in jail for cable boxes and still got to pay like $30 million back then.
I also think it's not just like I'm getting a fake shoe thing. Not the brand aspect of it. I'm also thinking like the quality of the shoe. If somebody gets hurt, the liability that's behind Nike. So if StockX is selling a sneaker saying, let's just say like an Air Max, right? And the bubble goes on the Air Max and somebody gets injured. Nike has a manufacturer's like a liability warranty behind the shoe.
Yeah.
So if somebody gets hurt wearing that shoe, they could sue Nike.
Right.
Because it was authenticated by StockX. Oh, this is a Nike shoe. StockX doesn't take the brunt of that. Nike does.
Right.
All right, I get it.
It's
I
tricky.
ain't looking at it that way. Way to look on the other side of it. And that's what you're supposed to be doing. That's what he's supposed to be doing. Because I ain't doing all that. I'm telling you that right now.
I'm screaming.
So obviously you think Nike's going to win this. I don't think they are. I think you got to personally attack StockX class-wise. You got to damage that brand. Like, again, StockX, they sometimes they get it right, sometimes they get it wrong. Like, it's been plenty of times I've ordered from there, and I've ordered a pair of, like, Fear God pants, and shorts, and they sent me pants, and it's the same color that I bought before.
Yeah.
Now I got two of the same pants, but I tell them, and they're like, no, you bought this. I send them a picture of the tag, and they're like, no, that's them. I'm like, no, nigga, that's not them. Like, I bought this. So I think going that, like, a class action suit would work way better because I think, and this is getting to the next part of it, I think Nike's going to win, but it's still not going to be a cease and desist. All that says to you is to don't send your shit back to Nike. That's all.
But isn't that, well, I don't know, isn't that still considered a win for Nike though?
Yeah, because they're not getting all these product variances that I got to send back.
Yeah. So
Posters.
they still win.
Okay. Well, I mean,
They still win.
A W's a W. Take it how
But
you
it's like
get
for
it.
them, I think that's literally what it comes down to. It might not be one of those things where like it's such a big win, like what we've seen. Who was the last person that they had the suit with that they won?
Shoe surgeon.
Shoe
Yeah.
surgeon.
Well, no, before him.
Oh, Nico?
Yeah.
So
But they brought him on. They collaborated with him anyway.
that's another thing too, though. So they would rather
Let's get down
stop
to
the
lay down.
outside collaboration part of it and just have you come on and do it under
It's
in-house.
It's extortion.
It is.
It is. It's extortion.
No, it legit. It
Like,
legit is.
stop it or get over. Like,
Get down to
it's
lay
definitely
down.
state property. Get down to lay down.
Get down to lay
but
down.
at the same time, it's like if that's one of those cases, like,
Just so you know, a picture of Beanie Siegel's definitely popping up at that moment.
but do you think it's one of those things like if it's a get down, lay down thing, like, is it in the person's best interest to come on and do said collaborations, or like, I don't want to say like is pushback okay, but it's just like, is it one of those things where the other person could put their foot down and be like, nah, I'm good.
They could, and just not make another product that Nike stopped them from doing. But why would you not do that? Because it's a win for you.
Yeah,
no
I'd
matter
rather
what.
collect the check on in-house.
If I'm making shoe, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make a shoe.
Like, you like shoes? Let's make them. Let's do it.
And then Nike gonna sue me, and then I'm gonna make out like a bandit, because then
Right.
they gonna be like, you owe us $30 million, and then I'm like, all right, cool, and then like, come work with us, and I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. Now when I get paid, do I still gotta pay y'all? Because this ain't gonna work. I'm not gonna be out here
No,
slaving.
at that point they'd be like, paid.
Okay,
Paid.
I'm just looking at it like that. All right, I'm just
What do you
saying.
mean by that?
Like,
paid.
no, I'm paid. Don't you know we fuck out of here.
They said, baby, your creativity right now
Is
the payment.
This is the payment. You gonna get all these publicists. You gonna get all these Instagram.
Yep, that's a fact.
Followings.
They be able to
You know
leverage
what?
it for something else.
Then start making T-shirts, sell for $1. Take the Joe Fresh Goods approach. Boom.